So here we are, we're at the tool video, everybody. This is the one where you get to see what we use. I have everything loaded up into the description for timestamps. If you want to skip to a certain tool, go right ahead. Otherwise, go ahead and watch the video. We go over all the basic tools. We pretty much cover anything you'd want to know if you were wondering what we do for our business and what we use and how we use it. So it's just a quick one. If you guys want to leave anything in the comments about something you'd like to see a little more in-depth video on, go ahead. But as for this one, we're just going over basic tools for seal coating and asphalt. Some of them overlap, some of them don't. But if you're in the business at all, these will seem very familiar to you. If you're not in the business and you're wanting to know what these things are, they're going to look a little weird to you maybe. I try to describe as best I can in a quick overview what we use them for and how they operate and everything. So go ahead and give it a look, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn something, or at least figure out what you're trying to figure out. Like I said, if there's anything you want to leave in the comments, please do. I enjoy it, so we'll see you later. Enjoy the video. All right, and here we have the big brush, the 55-inch natural fiber. What feels like balsa wood sometimes because it breaks so easy, but it's probably like pine. I'm guessing it's pine wood body of the brush, but they last pretty long. They actually take quite a beating. You'll notice the fronts of the bristles will wear off over time, and that's when you know it's time to change it. It'll feel like every rock you hit, every pebble you hit feels like a boulder, so you'll know it's time to change it by then. But great brushes, we use them every day. Seal coating. Love them, love them, love them. They also come in smaller versions and larger versions. We use the 55-inch. I think I mentioned that. That's our bread and butter. You'll see us in every video seal coating with that. This is the Keeson chalk box. We use it for chalking our lines in the asphalt business. Roofers use it a lot, same kind of thing. You load up the chalk right here in this little flap. You open that, load it up. There's your line right here. You pull it out with this little hook for whatever you need, and you reel it back up right here. Pretty simple. Here you got your bar, your long bar, your power bar, your heavy bar. It's basically used to chop up asphalt. Got the spray bottle. This is our Zep spray bottle. We use them for everything. They don't really last. We beat the shit out of them with diesels, but we're supposed to be getting some new big cans this year, so we'll see what happens. We love those bottles though. Here's the other brush I was talking about, the natural fiber 7-inch roofer brush. It's not really a roofer brush. I mean, they might use it. I never used one as a roofer, but we use them for cutting in asphalt tack coat and spreading that, and we also use it for cutting in our seal coat jobs. Pretty simple. Got to watch out you don't split it when you put the stick in. But here we go. Here's our metal bristle broom brush, brand new. Head here, this thing will get anything out of anything. Dude, this thing is a beast. You just got to have the elbow grease and the strength to work it, but she's a beast, baby. All right, now you got your scraper. We don't really use this for much. If we have to scrape some chunks off of our working surfaces, we do that, or we use it for scraping our boxes at the end of the year, asphalt and stuff. Here's a V-Squeegee. Now this one's set up to push. You can see the angle there on that. It's got a separate angle. Like I'll show you here. You got the angle here where the head's at, and then you got the angle here that's different. On this one, we've already switched out and used a bit. Ugh, look at that thing. That's what they look like though when you beat them up a little bit. But this stuff comes off pretty easy. They're not hard to change out either. You can change that rubber out. Just take off a bracket on either side. And you can see here the rubber just kind of flakes off. It's not too hard to get off. It really comes off easy with a scraper, or if you pull it off soon after it cools. But let's put that new guy back with that chunk of family members he's got there. We don't want him to be alone. We like keep our family together here at the old shop. That's it. Thank you. That is better. And here's a pick. We use this for chopping up asphalt chunks and prying stuff, chunks out, and maybe hitting roots and stuff like that. Use it. It's a pretty good tool. Here we go. Here's the Lute, baby, the Rake. You're going to see me with this bad boy a lot. This is my pride and joy when it comes to asphalt. I'm the guy when it comes to the Rake. Love it. I hope somebody hears this message and says I'm better than you and tries to come work with me because I need some help. I need that competition, man. But yeah, we love these things, man. And they do have a little bit different handles there. That's kind of what I'm showing here. The yellow ones have a little bit sturdier handle, but we love them all. They all work pretty good. And then we got some torches. This is one with the regulator on it. We use these for all of our normal rubber boxes on our asphalt rig. I mean, our seal coat rigs, and we use them for the Cam 10s when we're firing up those rubbers. I don't think I'm done with that yet. What else we got there? We got the hand tamp. Now this is what we use when we can't get in there with the roller or the whacker. This is the next best thing. We also use duck shoes, but that's the beast right there. Then you got the sledgy. Sledgies are, you know, what they're used for. You beat the shit up and you break it up and then you move it, you know, to where it's got to go. It's for beating up asphalt. We use it quite a bit on the heavy stuff. And this is our 5-in-1. This is the master tool. You will master this if you become a seal coat or asphalter. This is your buddy. He will be everywhere, or at least you want him everywhere. So get used to seeing this thing around and using it. And we got some Keystone spray paint here. This is what we use to pre-mark our asphalt patching areas before we use our chalk lines. Just a pre-marker. That's basically all it's used for, is to just mark out some stuff. Mostly asphalt. 99.9% of the time it's asphalt. Here's the flagging tape. This is what we use to tie off our ends of our driveways when we do seal coat and then to block off patches and stuff. And it's just your average nylon shit tape. Breaks pretty easy. It does. It is visible, so you can see it. That's all it's really used for. And then you got blower. I think this is an 8560 Red Max, brand new this year. We just bought this one. These things are nice, dude, and they last as long as you don't smash them around. They last you quite a while. They are pretty versatile. You can beat them up a bit, and they still work, but you just got to be careful. Sometimes the extension pieces on the blower tips, they fall off and they get beat up. You got to buy them a couple here and there. Just showing you right here, kind of where the choke and stuff's at, and the bulb for the primer and all that. Love those blowers, man. And you got your whips here. I think this is Shindawa. We use these to put a nice edge on our asphalts and get rid of all the grasses and the cracks and stuff like that. It's got that adjustable, the self-feeding head here. We just pop it on the ground when you need more and it shoots it out. You just slide it right through the hole there. You can spin it and get it to a certain spot where it lines up and just slide that thing right in there and wind it up. Nice and easy, dude. So easy. So nice. We love these ones. Shindawas are our favorites, I'm pretty sure. This is the big blower. The monster blower. I think this is a 3.5 horse. These are the push blowers. They're a little stronger than our backpack blowers. And when we do the heavy commercial jobs, we do like to have these because, you know, they move a lot of material. Yeah, I mean, you kind of can't do it. I mean, you can do it without it, but they really put a beating on some of them dirtier driveways. I mean, I'm sorry, the dirtier commercial jobs. I've seen people use them on driveways. It's definitely doable. Here's the orange one we use. The what is it? The Billy Goat. Ah, man, these things. They have a really great blower system that's adjustable and everything. But when it comes to the motor, man, we've always had issues with these motors. You can't tip them. We love the adjustable, but the motor, man. You tip this thing back like just a little bit, and it floods it out like so bad that you got to get it repaired. You can't even use it. It like floods it out with oil. I don't know. We just hate them. We hate those ones. This is the jackhammer. The jackhammer is, you know, a jackhammer. It's good for busting shit up. We use it for when we got to tear out a lot of concrete and replace, which doesn't happen. I think we've used it twice in the 3 years we've owned it. But I mean, you use it for what it's good for. It's here for when we need it. It's better than swinging a sledgehammer for 2 hours. You just whip this fucker around for 20 minutes, half an hour. I mean, and it's fun to use, you know. It's a jackhammer. it's just fun. I'm sorry, it just is. I don't want to tell you. All right, I recorded this in the morning, so I'm a little tired. But here, check out the outside video. let's go over this. This is the whacker. This is what we use when we compact our asphalt if we don't have our roller. And we can't, like, can't get the roller in the spot or something. We have to use this. So I'm right now showing you the water fill tank. It's situated right there next to the gas tank. Don't mix them up. Not a good idea. And so what this whacker does is it releases water through this valve right here, and this valve empties water onto the whacker plate. And this plate will rattle and vibrate as you're pushing over material. Like my hand showing there. And it just kind of flattens the material out as you go over it. And that's basically what it does. It just whacks it down. So, and here's your spade shovel, your average spade shovel. You use it for digging dirt, digging grass when you got to like make some room to put some asphalt down, or dig out harder to get dirty stuff. And then here's your flat shovel. It's what we use for everything. Use it for asphalt. We use it for scraping off stuff like how I'm showing you here. We kind of just scrape off little things and clear area with it. It's great for that kind of stuff. Your average flatty. And then we got the pour pot here, which is half of the system of pour pot and V-Squeegee, which I'll show you in a minute. This thing holds rubber when we do our hot rubber crack filling. This is what this is like a single gallon server. However, when it comes to laying the product down flat as a pancake or even flatter like paper thin, this is what you want. This really lays a super low profile. Right here I'm showing you how to pick up the ball stop on the bottom, which lets it out. You just kind of use your 2 fingers there. You lift up on it and we'll put it back down. Gravity helps with the putting down part, but there's the bell in the bottom there. You can see that little plunger there. Comes out right there. So it just leaves you little bead lines, and you use the V-Squeegee to flatten it out. We put a little special weld on ours. We kind of welded those corners better. Those things break a lot where the legs meet the actual pot, so good luck with that. And here we have the bander, which is what Rick uses. It's like a single person unit. You use the handle. It lets it down into that flat part right there. That's where your paddle. That's kind of like your V-Squeegee part of it. See, I'm showing you here like this V-Squeegee's with that pour pot right there. It does the same thing as this bander does. The V-Squeegee does the same job. By putting in that little V spot, lays a nice little line, nice and flat, and that's kind of what that thing does right there. It flattens it out. It's not as good, but it only takes one person to operate it as opposed to 2, so it frees up a guy. And you just pull it along. It keeps that nice flat line. I'm kind of trying to show you on the dirt here, not the best, but really that's just to move it. When you're down here, this is where you grab it when you're using it, because it pulls it up, puts that paddle flatter against the ground right there. And you use your 2 fingers to grab that bad boy. And that's how you use your bander. I mean, kind of a lot of this stuff's just trial and error. Whoever's training you will just tell you, go ahead and start using. They'll tell you what you're doing wrong, basically. So that thing is a one man. Let me explain it here. And if you have like some old rubber, this one's harder to use. So you got to be careful. This one takes 2 people to use, but you can go so much faster with these 2. Like if you get 2 guys that are going quick, you can fly with this. This one it's a little bulkier and clunkier, So they both got the pros and cons.
So in essence, these are your 3 main ways to attack. However, they're not the only ways.
Yes, there's one more.
This is the Cam 10.
Big boy.
This bad boy is a tank. If you have a crew of tanks, you can tackle any hundreds of thousands of feet you want in a parking lot. You can tack 70,000 linear, no problem.
No problem.
No problem. So this is just like the other one that you were looking at.
Kind of like the bander, yeah.
Except for this will hold.
But bigger, way bigger.
10 gallons, I think, or more.
It's actually easier to operate.
It's called the Cam 10. That's what we call it. Just like the other one, this is your valve basically. You open this, and then your rubber comes out, and that's closed. Sometimes you got to take these all the way over. See how I'm pulling that around? Like this is almost coming off and flipping around that way. That's how you pull this thing out of here and clean it out. But right now, that's how you keep it closed. Comes down here, obviously goes in here, and this is your paddle. This thing will leave that flat line for you. When you're doing parking lots, you ain't got to have it be so perfect. it's just got to be flat, and this will make it flat. Now, it won't be, it'll be like pancake flat as opposed to like paper flat. You know what I mean? There's that little bit of difference in mill, if you will. So that's your Cam 10.
I think I'm funny.
Clean. Propane fires in through there, keeps the kettle hot. Your propane sits right there. You can tie it off to that a bit. Tie it off to this somehow. This will lock your spread paddle up, so you can walk with it. And you just leave that, and there you go. That is your Cam 10, all in a nutshell. There's supposed to be a thermometer here so you can read it, but just don't burn this shit. You'll be all right.
That's pretty much it for that.